everybody. We're so happy you could all join us tonight. Rebecca and I are piloting a brand new program here at the YMCA. We're bringing in nutritionists. We're both holistic nutritionists. And they've never done this before. So starting this past fall, September really, we started. And we thought, what better way to really introduce ourselves than to pull all the ladies together and have something yummy to eat and to drink and chocolate maybe. Yeah, so here we are. My background, I've been in practice 14 years in Doylestown, in Morrisville, and now here in Levittown. And I'm born and raised in a natural household. I'm third generation. I never saw a potato chip until I started kindergarten. It was like that. That was just the way that I grew up, right? So I have a long history in natural health. Want to tell me a little bit about yourself?
Oh, there's more to you now.
No.
Come on, don't cut yourself short.
Well, we'll have to leave something for next time.
Okay, something for the imagination. I'm Rebecca. I'm a nurse practitioner in women's health, and I've been, unlike you, I was raised in a household where there was just a bunch of junk. So I kind of was self-taught and tried to figure out what would work for me to keep me healthy because I had some challenges. And I really, I'm appreciative of that path because it helped me really explore all kinds of different ways. And so I love helping women figure out what's best for them too, because it's different for each of us. So here we are. I think Bonnie and I have a really nice blend of backgrounds, and we see,
Yeah, you spend most of your time in an allopathic type of setting.
Yeah,
right?
and what that
So you have
means
a good
is I do like all the
grasp.
traditional stuff. I can write a prescription for antibiotics if I need to, but it's not really my preference. I like to educate people on how to stay well, be well, and how to use natural remedies instead of just antibiotics, or find ways to be balanced with yoga, nutrition, energy medicine, and other things that sometimes people are not sure about.
Yeah, well, we're going to get into all that
Yeah.
fun stuff. We're going to touch on a couple of different things that you may have never heard of before, and hopefully that you're excited about learning about. And we promised you the 3 keys to greater ease. So what we're going to talk about tonight is mind, body, and spirit as our 3 keys to greater ease. And the first thing that we're going to talk about is mind. Around the holidays, what are some of the things that stress you out?
Everything. Wait, I'm in charge of writing.
Yeah,
Everything.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just write everything.
Specifically though, I mean, what's, go ahead.
I'll
I
write
saw the wheels
small.
turning though.
Shopping.
Shopping, yeah.
Lists.
Yeah.
So lists stress you out?
Lists, just endless lists.
Because you have so many of them? Okay. What else stresses you out over the holidays?
Not enough time.
Time, big one. No time.
We worry about maybe putting on a couple LDs.
That's to be expected.
Yes.
Okay, oh, so we don't even
Just
worry
declare that
about
right
it.
now.
It's just gonna happen, okay.
Anything else come to mind? Just feel stressed
I'm
in
enjoying
general.
the holidays for feeling stressed constantly.
Yeah.
And you're
know.
supposed to be feeling happy, it's the
Yeah.
holiday,
And
and
then you hear
everyone's
those
cheerful.
songs, you hear those songs, oh, it's America's, and you're like, but I'm not married, what's wrong with me? So part of that is that, why am I not feeling however that expectation is, right?
Yeah.
So, anxiety or just feeling like
Just
you should be
anxious.
happy, right?
It's like, yeah, not enough time to get everything done that you have to do. Already running out of time.
Because everybody wants to pull their own way and everybody wants to do one thing, but they want to do
Different directions.
So
sure.
many obligations in different ways. And feeling guilty, right? I feel guilty if I can't be there, or,
Absolutely.
okay. Obligations and guilt.
And no one can guilt you like family, right?
Right.
They know just where all your buttons are.
And stress picking out the right gift. So stressful.
Are they
Okay.
gonna hate it, or are they gonna
Choosing
give it
gifts.
away next
Well,
year?
especially when
Something
they're
else
young.
that we want them to go, oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Is it right? Okay, good. Should I add more whiteboard?
No, I think we made our point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay. So we've got all these things running around in our heads, so what do we do with it all? We want to get through the holidays with our skin still on. We don't want to lose everything, right? Completely out of control. So the first thing, you mentioned lists. The first thing you probably should do is make yourself a nice list so that it's off of your mind and it's now on the paper. Write down everything that you've got to accomplish for the month. Once you think you've got a good handle on that, then break out your calendar. Schedule all the things that you need to do, and then you'll start to see the holes in your schedule and you go, oh, I can relax on that day. Or you can fit in something that maybe you'd like to do. I'd really love to get a manicure for the holidays. I can put it here. I can fit it in this spot here, right? So that will help to put your mind at ease, little things like that. Does anyone else have any tips, things that they use along those lines?
I think I love your idea because I'm not really a list maker.
Okay.
And I find that when I do make my list, I go, oh, maybe I have more time than I actually thought I did because I'm so busy
Right.
thinking about all the things I need that it just takes up all of my energy.
Right.
So if I have it on a list, then I can check it off and go, wow.
These are the things that keep you awake at night. You can't fall asleep because you're thinking of new things. Keep that list next to your bed. Write them down. Get them out of your head. As soon as you put it on the paper, you give yourself permission to forget it. You can forget it then because you've got it. It's taken care of. How about smartphones? Take notes in your smartphone. Every time you think of something new, you just keep a running list right in there. That's what I do. And then, well, I'm the list queen. I've got lists everywhere. Sometimes I have to pull them all together. But it's all off of my mind so that I'm able to relax. So that's our first key. That's the big key.
So when Bonnie and I were thinking about this outline and what would help us deal with all the stresses of the holidays, we were thinking of the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3. So the 1, 2, 3 is the mind, body, spirit. Those are the three components that make us whole. And then the ABCs would be three things that might keep us balanced. Would be awareness is the A.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you
Your
B in a minute and
mind.
C in a minute too. But awareness, so that goes along with the mind, body, spirit. So the mind, we're making these lists, and then the other part of it that we need, at least for myself, I found useful, is to check in with my own mind and say, what am I thinking today? What am I thinking in this moment? Because like I was saying, my mind might be so full of, oh my gosh, I have all this stuff to do. And I'm already in the routine of thinking I'm not going to get it done.
Yeah, right.
So it's important for me to stop and say, what is this thought that I'm putting in my head that I'm not going to get it done?
Who's
I'm already
familiar with the
setting
law of
myself up for
attraction?
that.
That's right,
So
where
the
you're
law
going,
of
right?
attraction, yes, there are many books written about that.
Yeah.
How what your thoughts are going to influence your experience of life. So if I'm telling myself I'm not going to get it all done, I'm stressed out, I can't handle all this, well, guess what? I'm going to prove myself right. So one of the techniques is called mindfulness meditation or mindfulness-based stress reduction, is taking a moment, even if it's 10 seconds of your life in that day, to stop and notice what your thoughts are. And then, when we know what that thought is, when we have awareness of it, awareness of our mind, we can have the power to choose to change that thought to help bring more balance into our life. So when I notice, when I actually am aware that, oh, I'm thinking I'm all stressed out, or I'm thinking I can't get this done, I can say, wait a minute, I have the power to change this thought. I do have time. I can make a list. I am capable of this. I am calm. Whatever I want to say for myself. So, it's really nice. I do, once in a while, I'll just take an affirmation for the day, and I know Bonnie's written some out for us that you can take. We'll each take some with us in case you need one. But you might just think of one on your own too. That, oh, here's my affirmation that I'm going to use for today. just to keep bringing myself, check myself.
Right.
You know, instead of going through my day mindlessly, like just letting my thoughts run me, what if I actually start to have some choice in the matter? Have some empowering thought that I want to bring to my life. Okay?
To give yourself permission to just be in the moment and relieve yourself of all of the stresses, even if it's just for a moment. You do it at a moment at a time.
Because how often are we going through, oh, this isn't the right thing, I don't know if it's the right, and so that thought is, I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know if it's good enough. So let's just take a moment and check the thought. So that's tip number 1.
There you go.
Mind and mindfulness.
You touch it?
You can write that, going along with what you're saying, you can write that down too. You write down your thoughts throughout the day, if you're not even aware of them. Sometimes you might not be
Yes.
aware you're doing this, but maybe give yourself time throughout the day. You say every day at 10 and 3, I'm gonna write down what I'm thinking at this time, and you'll be surprised.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
add to your list, I need a moment to just sit still.
Mhm.
I have to have that. Right? Schedule me time. Because if you don't take care of you, you're not gonna be able to take care of anybody else. You need to do that. You have to be number 1 on your list.
Hey, you got to see already.
Oh, yeah. I'm skipping ahead.
I know you.
Shame on me. Okay, let's go to the second key,
Mhm.
which is body. So we're going to talk a little bit about nutrition. I brought some great treats for us to sample. One of the big things for me, for a lot of ladies during the holidays, is you worry about putting on those extra couple pounds. And you may not worry about it now, but in January, when you come to making those resolutions, you go, oh man, I can't believe I did that to myself again, right?
That's okay, we have a program in January.
There you go, that's right. Come back in January, we'll do it again. So the most important thing, because you can really stress yourself out worrying about details. The different diet plans that you go on, they'll have you counting calories, or they'll have you counting grams of protein or grams of fat, so that you're dedicating entirely too much time to what you're eating. You're adding way too much stress now to your already stressful month of December, when you've got these other things that you need to be thinking of. So my recommendation year-round, but specifically at this time of year, is to eat natural. If you eat real food, chances are you're not going to wind up with the extra pounds. So if you have, say, a chicken breast, and you cook it in a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, you throw in some vegetables, some spices, you don't have hardly any calories in there at all, but you've got all good, natural ingredients. When you start to add the sugars, the breads, the pasta on the side, that's where you get into trouble. Those are the things that wind up over here, and we don't want that, right? So keep it real simple. Something like what I just said. Maybe the next night you'll choose something like fillet of tilapia, and maybe you'll cook that in sunflower oil. Just change it up slightly, flavor-wise. And then you're gonna add maybe some sunflower seeds and some onions, and just get creative. And the more you start doing that, the more fun it becomes, because your mind starts to work. It does for me. Every meal I make, I think how I'm gonna do it next time, how it's gonna be better or different next time.
I'm gonna get your hubby to cook.
No. In fact, he watches me cook and he says, "It looks like a lot of work, honey. Why don't you let me take you out?" So he's good. He's very good.
Yeah, so don't look like you're having too much fun.
No, but it is, because I'll be alone in the kitchen and I'll be singing and dancing and humming, and I just look like there's something wrong with me. But I really do enjoy it. It's fun for me. And right along with the body, because we're calling this Girl Talk, we wanted all the ladies to come. We want to focus on hormone balance, and that goes right along with our dietary fats. You want to make sure you get good, healthy dietary fats, because it's a base. That's where we store a lot of our hormones. You want to stay clear of trans fatty acids, which most of us already know that. No margarine. That's skull and crossbones. But Rebecca's specialty actually is in female health, so you go ahead and let them.
Well, there's a whole can of worms.
Yeah,
That's a big, big topic, as we all know, because we are girls. There's a whole can of worms. You know, that's a big, big topic, as we all know, because we are girls. There's a whole can of worms. You know, that's a big, big topic, as we all know, because we are girls. You know, that's a big, big topic, as we all know, because we are girls. There's a whole can of worms. You know, that's a big, big topic, as we all know, because we are girls. But how it relates to stress over the holidays, you started to touch on, Bonnie, good, with nutrition. A couple of the things, see, I love supplements because I feel like I just don't get enough nutrition through food. You're a wonderful cook, and I know you do a very fine job of getting your nutrition through
I
food.
always recommend a multi and fish oil
Yeah.
as a base, and then we add on whatever, and sometimes hormone
Yeah.
support is important.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, we'll be doing many other workshops together that really focus on women's hormone balancing, because there are a lot of components to it. But in terms of just basic nutrition, I find that most women don't get enough calcium and magnesium, and those are two very calming nutrients that we need for about 325 reactions in our body. Calcium and magnesium. So those are two of the most abundant and critical, calcium is the most abundant element in our body, and we need it for our foundation to build our bones, but it's also very calming. So if we don't, and magnesium along with it, and if we don't get enough of that, we will find that we are just more agitated by nature because our body is craving it, and that's when you'll crave more chocolate too. So if you find yourself craving chocolate, it's a sign. Now, I highly advocate eating the chocolate, and we will do plenty of that later.
Good
It
chocolate.
has lots of antioxidants and other things that we need. But it's a sign that our body's in need of some basic nutrients. So a supplement of calcium and magnesium is a bare minimum in my book. And then B complex. B complex, Bs are responsible for nerve conduction, and when we're lacking, we tend to be more agitated and even sometimes depressed. I say if you take a B complex every day, you'll be less complex. So take that from experience. I used to be like, talk about hormonal changes. I had a lot of those. And now that I'm more regimented with my Bs and calcium and magnesium, pretty steady for the most part.
And when you're taking Bs, for whatever reason, they don't go through the stomach well. The sublinguals are usually the best. They're readily absorbed, and that just means under your tongue. They have drops you can put under your tongue, or pellets, B-complex pellets you can put under your tongue. And that way you'll be sure that your body's going to actually use it, because they're not cheap. You want them to be used.
Would you take too much of either of those, calcium or complex?
You can do too much of anything. Yeah, so, but with one, look at your bottle, and you won't take too much if you follow those directions.
Right. And don't make it too hard on yourself. Don't worry about counting milligrams, and if the bottle says do it this way, do it that way. Take the weight right off of your shoulders. No more stress. Less stress. That's what we're going for.
So the other thing that falls under the B for body is breath. So breath is one of the most important, we need it for life, don't we? Breathing. We wouldn't be here unless we were. It's the first thing you do when you come into the world. And I love the word for breath, inspiration. So with our breath comes inspiration. And when we tend to get stressed out, like we're in traffic, or, oh my God, she said, oh, my mother-in-law is going to be there, whatever it is, we tend to shorten our breath. And the yogis say, I think many of you do yoga in here, that our mind will follow our breath. So when we can have a steadier breath, we will have a steadier mind. And that comes with just practice of becoming aware of our breath, firstly, and then secondly, practicing different types of breathing that can be therapeutic. So I would like to invite us all to practice a little breathing. Oh, look, you're getting comfortable in your seats already. That's great. Do you want to teach? And you don't have to take everything off your lap, but if you're comfortable that way. So I'm just going to explain a little, first of all, because there's a lot of research to show that just taking a few deep breaths every day can lower your blood pressure, and it definitely lowers cortisol levels, and cortisol is a measure of stress. So it can do that for us, so we can all use a little more of that around the holidays. So it doesn't have to be a big deal, but first we just check in. Remember we were saying earlier about mindfulness and awareness? So we're just going to become aware of our breath right now without even changing it. So you might notice whether it's fast or slow, or short or shallow, or deep, fresh. Whether you like to breathe through your nose or your mouth. So if we want to raise our awareness of our breath, is that speaker on? Oh, that's okay. To really enhance our experience of relaxation with the breath, we want to gradually make it a little deeper. And the in-breath is ultimately going to be a little longer than the out-breath. So this is a season of give and take. So inspiration is about taking in, and expiration is about giving. So breath is giving and receiving. We are receiving the breath, and then we give back the breath. And these are molecules that we share together. We're always exchanging oxygen molecules amongst us. So it's kind of neat when you think about how interconnected we are just through the breath. So let's close our eyes, because I get self-conscious. I really don't want you to see me breathing. And just allow yourself to be relaxed in your chair, and your hands can be on your lap. If you choose, you can take your hand and place it on your belly, and that way you will actually be able to feel your tummy expand like a balloon when you go for the inhale. So let's just take a moment and be silent and tune into your own breath. And just notice if you feel any constrictions, any tightness. Notice what thoughts might be coming into your head, like, I don't know if I'm doing this right, I don't know, or yeah, that's nice, or whatever your thought is, just notice it. You can even label it a thought. Say, oh, I noticed that I had a thought there. And go back to your breath. And now with the next inhale, just allow it to become a little deeper down into the deeper part of your belly. And then exhale. And now, with the next inhale, you're a little fuller. Feeling the ribs expand. And exhale. And with your next inhale, just let it pause. When you've inhaled as far as you can, just pause at the top of that. And as steady as you can with an exhale. Feel your body relaxing with the exhale. And let's do that 3 more times. Pausing at the top of the inhale. And exhaling fully. And fully. Even when you think there's no more left, push that last bit of breath out. And inhale deeply. Hold it at the top. And exhale slowly. Push out all that last bit of breath. Now keeping the eyes closed, just let our breath go back to whatever it was. pulsing, and the lungs expand. And now with the inhale, we're going to count to ourselves to 4. And the exhale to 6. And again, inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And do that 2 more times on your own. Really expanding those lungs. And with the exhale, allowing your body to relax. And with the last one, just make it your biggest breath of the day. Exhale. Keeping the eyes closed. Let's see how you feel. Feeling maybe a lighterness, more expansion. And know that you can turn to your breath any time during the day. But we expect so much from ourselves.
Think of the family dog. Who's
Yeah.
happier than the dog? Right? And what does he
Sitting there
do? He's just there.
Breathing,
Yeah.
and
He eats.
eating, sleeping.
He goes out when he needs to go out. Otherwise, he's just there. What are you doing?
You know, we were talking earlier about all these obligations and guilt and anxiety, because we always think we gotta be doing one more thing, right?
It's amazing how many times you just forget to really breathe.
Yes.
Especially, I know when not often I do it, but when I exercise, sometimes I just forget to breathe while I'm
Yes.
exercising.
Yes.
It's so natural, but to really,
Yeah.
that's so good.
We shorten it, don't we? We tense up in life because we're always ready for that flight. So when you give yourself permission to sit and be for a few minutes, even if it's 30 seconds, or at the stoplight, you know, when you're there. You know, sometimes I find myself going like, okay, go.
Yes.
Whereas really, I can take that as an opportunity to say, breathe.
I have a thing that I say in my head when I get that
Uh-huh.
way. I can't go faster than the guy in front of me. I just have to calm down. I can't go faster than the guy in front of me.
Yeah, so
That's
maybe
all,
that's
just
the universal
relax.
sign to
It's
slow.
okay. Yes,
Right.
yes. Sometimes I'll say that the Lord is radio dispatching slow people to drive in front of me because he's saving me from something that he doesn't want me to. Yeah, I'm missing something, so it's okay. It's a good thing, so, yeah.
The other thing is, I've had nerve pain and things like that, and I had worked at a place that taught you the breathing. And if you ever get a migraine or anything like that, that's when you really want to do that breathing, or at work, you know, it does work, it does help. You need to relax if you're in pain, and the breathing does help.
They teach you that in Lamaze. When you're having a baby, they teach you to just relax every muscle in your body because that helps to relieve the pain. Another thing, because you mentioned migraines, is to make sure that you're hydrated. We get so busy and so crazy that we don't drink enough water, and the first sign really is a headache. You go, oop, did I drink any water today? That's why I have a headache. So grab a bottle of water or something to go.
Did you know that? Isn't that fascinating? The first sign of dehydration is a headache. How many people do you know that say, I get headaches every day?
Yeah.
Right?
And they live on Advil.
And coffee.
And coffee.
Right.
Right. The other component of body, of course, is exercise. And we're all members of the Y. Most of us, I imagine, are members at the Y. What kind of exercise do you do regularly? What's your favorite thing? Zumba! Yay!
Do you teach?
Yeah.
You teach Zumba?
Oh,
I can't wait. I'm gonna come
fantastic.
to your class.
Oh.
It's different.
Good. I love different.
Oh,
fun.
Very good. Zumba, and I know we do yoga in this room, which is just fantastic. And the funny thing is, I mean, you watch it on TV or you get an idea of what you think that yoga is, and it's really a lot harder than it looks. Yeah.
Very, very hard.
It stretches things that you wouldn't imagine. You'll feel it not the next day, but 2 days later sometimes.
feel it
You go,
while you're doing
oh
it."
yeah, that was from Marilyn's class. She got me there. Yeah, yeah. But I was, a short little story for you. I was hanging up Christmas lights yesterday, putting the icicles across the gutter. And I just had a 2-step step ladder. And I was up on the top step, and I lost my balance, and I went backwards. Right? And I'm thinking I'm just gonna catch the next step. Well, my foot hit the step like this, and I went all the way down to the ground, so now I'm like, right? So I went way back, and I quickly caught my balance. It didn't hurt my foot, I didn't twist my ankle, and I thought, thank God for yoga, because I'm flexible and I have my balance. Right, how much time do we spend standing on one foot or doing some kind of a, thank goodness that I had that, or else I would have been sprawled, I'd have been flat, I'd have busted something, who knows? So, yeah, take care of your body. Oh my goodness, take care of your body. Yeah. Was there a question? No? Okay. What else do you like to do? I know you do a lot of yoga, what else?
I walk, but
Okay.
I just didn't.
Okay. Anybody get on the weight machines or the treadmill, elliptical, any of that? I know.
I like the power hour.
She does cycling.
Everything.
This one does cycling in the morning. She gets hollered at by Ro in the morning. She's fantastic. Oh my
She's
gosh.
amazing. She's just like a machine, a body
Yeah.
machine. She's-
Yeah. Yeah.
She's never tired in any
Never
class
tired.
she takes, she just keeps going.
You.
You. It would be you.
Yeah.
Oh, was everybody, yeah, well, every instructor at the Y knows who she is.
I've taken all the classes.
Yeah, well, you're fearless. You get in there and you try new things.
What the heck, right?
Yeah, you never know what you're gonna love. So definitely
Who
jump
knew?
in, join something.
Who knew I would like kickboxing?
Oh my gosh! And now salsa, you're doing salsa, right?
Yes,
That's
yes,
fun.
that was fun.
Yeah.
I'm not real good at that.
No, but it's something
But I'll
new,
get
and
there.
you're brave, and you jumped in there, and you're doing it anyway.
You don't have to
Great.
be good at anything.
No, you don't.
No.
You
No,
just
you
have to
really don't.
enjoy it.
I think that's what hooked me on Zumba was, because I can't, I'm not coordinated.
Okay.
So I got hooked on that because no one in the class was. Do you remember our first class? I bumped into the gym.
You're like,
This room
that's a
was
dance
full of
move.
people.
So I
and
don't
it
know.
was. No,
It
it was just so much fun. I thought, oh my gosh, I actually was in there for an hour and it was over and I
Just
lost it.
flow. Yeah, that's how it should be.
It should be.
It should be enjoyable. I'm on the fitness floor across the street 3 mornings a week, and when I get new orientations in, new people come in and they're nervous and they don't know much about any of the machines, and I tell them right away, if it's not fun, we're not gonna do it. So we're gonna have a good time. You ready? And just change your jitters into joy because we're gonna have a good time with this. You're gonna look silly, but look, you look silly too. Who cares? We're gonna have fun. Yeah, if it's not fun, you won't come back, so please have fun, because we want you to come back. That's the idea.
And actually, that's most of the group fitness classes, the people taking the class are so much fun.
Yes.
It's a different group.
The family at the Y is fantastic. The people who work here are so dedicated, and it brings in those kinds of members who are also fun. Now, I'm here, I open in the morning, so I'm here when all of the retired 70, 80 plus men come into the gym. And they're all characters. Every single one of them has got a line or a joke or something. And so I stopped one of them the other morning and I said, is it on the registration form that you have to be a character in order to be a member here? Is that a prerequisite, you know? So yes, they're all a lot of fun. We have a great time. If it wasn't fun, why would you come back? That's, yeah. And hopefully you get to learn something and meet new friends in the process, right? Yeah.
So I think we're done with B.
Well, going along with B, I think for the video's sake, we're just gonna take a little break and we're gonna sample some of these goodies, okay? And then after that, we're gonna go right into part 3, our third key, okay? All right, so here, let's do this. We've got
So we're gonna transition into C,
Month?
which goes right along with this, because C is for chocolate. How can you survive the holidays without chocolate? It actually stands for care, as in caring for yourself, as well as caring for others. We do plenty of caring for others during the holidays, don't we? We are over the top caring for others. So what is important to remember is to care for ourselves with chocolate, which we're going to pass out right now, and bubble baths with candles. Okay, what else can you think of to take care of yourself?
Massages.
Massages, who said that? Yes, massages.
Pedicure?
Pedicure. Anything else? What would you do to take care of yourself if we gave you a doctor's order? Right, you should.
But what would you do on, right, what would you do on your vacation, but worry about how's everything at home? Sometimes we don't know how to even vacation.
I've been on a place, a vacation is a mental health break.
A mental health break.
That's what a vacation is, it's a mental health
I'm
break.
64.
Uh-uh.
So, yeah, we're 3 characters, there's 3 of us, but there's a spa that's very expensive in the Poconos called Woodlock.
Yes.
And my goal is to go there and take care of myself there.
Good.
My goal is.
You better call me
The
when
3
you
of us
go.
are gonna go and just.
Pick a date, circle it on your calendar,
Amazing.
make it real.
Yeah, we will.
What's it called?
Woodlock.
Woodlock.
And
Love Lodge.
It's
The
the
lodge,
lodge,
because it's called the lodge at Woodlock?
The lodge at
Yeah.
Woodlock, and I think you can do like a girlfriend's retreat, there's all different packages. But I think it's over $500 a day. But it's exercise, food, massage, and spas. If it's nice, you're walking outside, it's like, if you really wanna take care of yourself, I don't think you can think about anything else, because
You're just forced
you
to
know,
do
your
that,
brain moves
so-
you when you have a massage, so you're there for 3 days. My thought would be there for 3 days, I don't think 24 hours would do it. Just go for it.
And I mean, that's a great thing, I definitely think you should do that for yourself and for all friends. But you could also book a massage very cheaply, I mean, there's offerings every day on Groupon and, you know, different things. So it's definitely something you can do for yourself without spending a lot of money.
I know one for Monday, I did.
They do.
That was cool. I did tell my husband until that day.
Yep, there you go.
I never had a massage until maybe 3 years ago. My daughters took me and had it done, because I never wanted anybody touching me.
Oh,
And then this year, I experienced massages from someone who's also a Reiki, you say?
Oh,
healer.
sure, yeah.
And honestly, it was an experience that, yeah.
I'm sorry.
All right. Now, we've talked about mind, we've talked about body. Now we're going to talk just a little bit about spirit. We touched on it earlier with the breath, getting in tune with your own flow. But when do you want to feel more spiritual than around the holidays, right? You want to be able to enjoy the holidays. So, a couple things that you want to do for sure is very much like we did with the breathing techniques. You want to be able to, because we're all seated, you can do just a couple simple stretches in our chairs. Okay. I know everybody's got their hands full, I'm so sorry. Just a couple things, say you're working at a desk all day or whatever, something that you can do even in your car, some of these things. Take your forearms and do some forearm stretches. And all the while, you're breathing, nice deep breaths, right? Stretch straight up. Pull to the side. Pull to the other side. You're modifying. She's on modifier. And then the big one for me, to get the lower back, what I like to do is just stretch right around here, grab onto the chair behind you, and then exhale. Really get a good stretch. Come and do the other side of the chair. You're pushing each other over there. And now we're in Now we're in the perfect state. We're going to do a short meditation, a short guided meditation, and then we're going to load you up with all kinds of coupons and goodies and recipes and, yeah. Okay. So if everyone would just put their feet flat on the floor, hands in your laps, close your eyes and take a nice deep breath. And let it out. And breathe in. And exhale. And one more time in. And release. I want you to imagine a door in front of you. You're going to walk through the door into your wellness room. We're going to create your wellness room right now. In this room, on the right-hand side, you're going to have your comfortable exercise clothing. You're going to have exercise equipment, maybe stretch bands or a treadmill, something that you love. This room is the absolute perfect temperature. It's not too cold, it's not too warm. Maybe you have fragrant bowls of fruit in the room or some lighted candles. On the left wall, maybe there's a fountain, so you can hear the trickling water of the fountain. Maybe you just have some nice, soothing music, maybe some fruit. And straight ahead, on the wall directly opposite the door, you'll see blankets and pillows all piled up. This is where you're going to go to just relax and pamper yourself. There's a desk in the corner. This is where your to-do list is. It is all filled out. Your calendar is completely filled out. You're totally at ease because none of these things are on your mind. They're on the calendar. Now look outside the window and you'll see your family. You'll see that they're fine without you. They are giving you your time because you work so hard for them. They know that you need it and they really are. They're just fine without you for these few moments. Now just let go. Become peaceful. Reconnect with yourself. Wrap yourself in a blanket of love. All is well. You are perfect. Just let go. Breathe. Now remember this. Remember this sensation of complete calmness. Remember this room that you're in and how perfect everything is just the way you set it up. And you can come back to it any time you want to. For now, let's take a nice deep breath and start to just wiggle our fingers and toes and come back into the room. Fantastic. Very good. So now you've got the 1, 2, 3s. And you've got the ABCs. There you go. And now for the goodies. Okay.
They just don't don't stop coming.
They just don't
Yeah.
stop
Yes,
coming.
there you go.
That would be.
No, that's
Necessary at this point.
Yeah. There's a couple things. This is something that we would like you to do.
Do we have a?
They are, yeah, those are in there. This is something for you to have, to sign, to stick on your refrigerator, to put it on your dashboard. This is your permission slip, your permission to just be, to just relax, okay? And we've got some goodie bags, you can put all these things into the bag. Do that, thank you, here you are. This is the recipe for the energy bar. You stick that in your bag. We went out into the community and picked up coupons from spas and from GNC. So you have, actually, thank you, Roger.